Good evening, Belize. Tonight, frustration on the nation's roads. Bus operators say rising fuel costs are pushing them to the brink, warning that every mile now comes at a price. A nationwide shutdown is on hold as government weighs its response. Heartbreak follows hope in a case that gripped the nation. A missing teen found dead, confirming a mother's worst fare. And in Indian Creek, the return of Alcalde Marcos Canty brings relief, but not resolution, as questions linger and a leadership battle resurfaces. Plus, taking curiosity to new heights, students get a close-up look at hurricane hunters and the science behind weather forecasting. Those stories and much more begins right now. This is News 5.
We believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung QLED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, April 16th. I am Sabrina Daly. With bus operators threatening to pull their routes as early as Monday, News 5 dug into the numbers driving this looming shutdown. Earlier this month, we told you that the Belize Bus Association says soaring fuel costs are pushing many operators into daily losses. Now the pressure is mounting. On Wednesday, the association dropped a bombshell warning that buses will stop running on Monday unless government steps in. If that happens, thousands of commuters could be left stranded. So tonight, we break down the numbers to see exactly where the money is going and why operators say the math just doesn't add up. Paul Lopez has that story.
For bus operators across the country, every mile on the road gets more expensive and patience is running out. The Belize Bus Association says it's now impossible to keep absorbing the cost of diesel after prices jumped nearly 20% at the end of March, roughly $2.50 more per gallon. Operators took their concerns to government, proposing fuel tax relief, subsidies, or even a fare adjustment. So far, all three have been turned down, with officials urging them to wait and see, despite continued swing in global fuel prices. But drivers and owners say waiting comes at a cost, and for them, every day on the road now means deeper losses.
The reality is, Paul, as you know, we are running on fumes presently and we cannot sustain it. The operators cannot sustain it. They have been pressing for us to do this a very long time, but I told them, let's work with the Department of Transport and use all our diplomatic course, and so far that haven't worked, so we reached the stage now.
We spoke with two independent operators who say fuel now consumes the largest share of their daily revenue. Running a single route is already expensive. Limited bus service owner Michael Fraser operates one bus from Orange Walk to Belize City and another to Chetomal. He says just the Orange Walk Belize City round trip cost him $350 in diesel alone, before paying drivers or covering parts and license fees.
In peak season, the bus is at capacity, and there are teachers, students, farmers, workers, shoppers, all sort of people. I can recall recently I used to put in $300 in fuel, and to get that same amount I need to put in $350. So we would be around maybe 550 thereabout. What helps us a great deal is because not only am I the owner of this bus company, I'm also the driver. It's a family-oriented business. My sons, they drive, they collect. My wife assists me. There are times that to make a little more, I would do it by myself.
Fraser explained that his company is a family-run operation. When the business makes $550 on the Belize City to Orange Walk run, $350 goes back to fueling the bus. They then use the additional $200 for salaries, mechanical services, and other fees.
We need to pay a conductor, pay the driver. I've done it once. I cannot call it out my head where per day breakdown in tires, insurance, license, different wear and tear, so it's pretty little bit of nothing. I've been doing it for 18 years, and one might ask, how am I surviving so long? We do our own mechanic, we clean our own buses.
According to Fraser, most independent operators rely on second-hand parts from the Mennonites community to cut costs. Another operator tells a similar story. D&J Guinea Grass Trans Service owner Jacqueline Bonnell runs buses from Guinea Grass to Belize City, to Escuela Secundaria Técnica, and to Orange Walk Town. Hundreds of villagers depend on the service, and she broke down the hard numbers behind her Guinea Grass Belize City run.
I do salary, I do social security, income tax. I have parts. We do parts. I do not use water in my bus. I use coolant. So we have little oil that we need to buy. We buy different stuffs, that is for the bus. And not only that, cleaning supplies as well. And everything is going up.
Bonnell also operates a family-run business.
Within the family we work, and we pull strings, Sometimes, like, for example, my son worked last week, he didn't get a pay, I do the work for free. Monday to Friday that I work, I do not get a salary, I just work and thing, I do not pay no one to do my secretary work. I do it myself between me and my son.
Fraser and Bonnell admits they're losing money, but they've stayed in the business because thousands of commuters depend on them. Now they've reached their limit, and Monday could prove just how close the system is to collapse.
All we are asking from the government is a slight raise, We know we cannot get everything that we are asking for, but at least something that would help.
Baby cry, come they must. You understand? We ain't backing down. We are not trying to create any havoc. We've been asked several times, we've been asking several times, but to no avail. I personally believe that Mr. Zabani, he doesn't want to help us. He doesn't have no intention to help us. But I have one message for him. We ain't backing down.
Without relief before Monday, thousands of commuters could end up stranded. As independent bus operators say, they can no longer afford to run at a loss. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
With a potential bus shutdown just days away, government stepped into damage control mode after the Belize Bus Association warned on Wednesday that operators would park their buses on Monday without intervention. Minister of Transport, Dr. Louis Zabanet, met with association members this morning in Belize City. Going into that meeting, operators made one thing clear. They want bus fares increased from 14 cents to 19 cents per mile. Association President Philip Jones told us the adjustment isn't about profit, it's about fairness. He argues that buses operating under the National Bus Company already charge 19 cents per mile, and allowing independent operators to do the same would finally level the playing field.
I can tell you, my members are far more serious than me. So I am the one trying to keep them together to say, here, let's, but at the end of the day, these members behind me, this is the last thing they want to do to the commuters, because we're in some very challenging time. We don't want to strike. The members don't want to strike. Belize don't want us to strike. But there'll come a time that the members, they just have to put their foot down. There are many times that we go days without salary. I can't tell you the last time I get a salary, to be honest with you. And the members are facing the same thing. So we're just asking the Belizean people. We're not asking for a lot. And I'm sure when they see the agenda that we are putting forward, we're not asking for a raise at this time. We're simply just asking for NBC and the bus operator and BBA is to charge the same price. And I can share this. NBC is charging 19 cents per mile presently. The BBA and private operators are charging 14 cents.
As bus operators walked into today's meeting hoping for higher fares, the Transport Minister made it clear that that option is off the table. Speaking to News 5 ahead of the talks, Dr. Louis Zabanet ruled out any fare increase or price adjustment. Instead, he signaled that government would bring other proposals to the table, including the idea of operators forming their own bus company in the north, modeled after the National Bus Company.
We have been in touch with the BBA on an ongoing basis, and the Prime Minister, as you know, has been out of the country. So we had initially suggested that by Friday afternoon we would have had the opportunity to discuss with the PM and maybe do a round robin, given that their deadline is for next Monday and our next cabinet meeting is until Tuesday. However, they asked for an earlier meeting, which we were happy to oblige, and that's why we're here.
How did the threat of Monday's shutdown strike you?
Well, you know, they had already stated that in their first letter that they were feeling a lot of pressure from the high prices. So now that they've given a date, then at least that puts some timeline to it. We have been in touch with the BBA on an ongoing basis. And the Prime Minister, as you know, has been out of the country. So we had initially suggested that by Friday afternoon we would have had the opportunity to discuss with the PM and maybe do a round robin, given that their deadline is for next Monday and our next cabinet meeting is until Tuesday. However, they asked for an earlier meeting, which we were happy to oblige, and that's why we're here.
How did the threat of Monday's shutdown strike you?
Well, you know, they had already stated that in their first letter that they were feeling a lot of pressure from the high prices. So now that they've given a date, then at least that puts some timeline to it.
What's your hope and expectation for the outcome of this meeting?
Well, you know, we've always had very amicable meetings. So, you know, we will share with them where we are, that the Prime Minister is not in country right now, and that we are certainly going to continue discussing and see how we could find a path forward. One of the things that I will share with them is that if they, do, you know, as they have said, do not wish to be a part of the National Bus Company, that is benefiting from economies of scale, then perhaps they should organize themselves as a company that can also benefit in the north.
How open are you today to a price increase or adjustment? I think they'll ask for 19 cents per mile versus what they're saying is 14 cents per mile that they're charging.
Yeah, that's off the table still. From my end, I cannot make that recommendation to Cabinet, simply because we know that this is not just about bus operators, it's especially about the commuters. And we know that likewise the commuters are facing pressures as well. And the reason, one of the main reasons we formed the National Bus Company was to gain efficiencies so that then we do not have to go to the commuters to ask for higher prices. But we will discuss, and perhaps in the wisdom of Cabinet, they may see it differently. And if that's the case, then we go from there.
Whether that alternative is enough to ease tensions remain to be seen. With the clock ticking toward a possible nationwide bus shutdown, the president of the Belize Bus Association is turning up the heat. Philip Jones warned today that if government fails to act by Monday, public transportation could come to a complete standstill. He stopped short of calling it Armageddon, but offered a term of his own, Busgeddon, to describe just how disruptive the fallout could be for commuters across the country.
They say if you want to get attention, you cry. So we cry and we stop. And now there are different measures in the play to be making. And I am humbly asking the Department of Transport to please listen to the bus operator. This is a crucial industry. We don't want to strike. We don't want to discontinue service, but we are in a position, and if Monday comes, it won't be Armageddon for the bus, it will be Busgeddon. So he needs to understand that in order for these mom and pop operation to continue, they need to simply just sit down and heed to the call.
Late this afternoon, BBA President Philip Jones reached out to our newsroom informing that the planned shutdown has been called off tentatively, pending Cabinet's response. Coming up, authorities step up their presence to keep the peace in Indian Creek after Alcalde Marcos Canti's safe return.
My name is Dr. Rosita Jimenez, and I'm a general laparoscopic surgeon. We have just finished an emergency appendectomy, and we're now moving on to our second operating theater for our laparoscopic gallbladder screening. Basically, this is very easy to diagnose. Simple abdominal ultrasound or a pan-abdominal ultrasound can give us the diagnosis. Laparoscopic gallbladder removal surgeries, 90 to 80% of the time, are done due to gallstones. However, there are other conditions like tumors, malfunctioning of the gallbladder, that also are reasons to get a laparoscopic surgery. We also have an amazing CT scan and X-ray unit who work hand in hand with our doctors. Instruments used in laparoscopic surgery are chokers like these. It makes it easy for us to do the surgery through these entry ports. The recovery process is excellent. You can basically, within a week, you are back up, ready to do your job, your daily life activity, like if you hadn't had this surgery.
The NEBL season is shaping up to have a monster finish. And this weekend, it's the rematch revenge weekend. On Friday night in Orange Walk at the Sporting Complex, the red-hot Belize City Defenders is coming for revenge against the bad boys from the north, the Orange Walk Running Rebels. After that beatdown on opening night, then on Saturday night, the Corozal Spartans seek revenge against the Belmopan Trojans and get their first win at the Andrew Campos Stadium. And in Cayo, the Cayo Gunners, the Western Ballers, awaits the number one team in the league, the San Pedro Tiger Sharks, in an all-out war as they seek revenge from their opening night loss at the Victor Galvez Stadium. Giveaways at all games, the NEBL Girls hosted by DJ Dollar and the National Sports Council $5,000 halftime shooting challenge. So this weekend, make it an NEBL rematch revenge weekend, sponsored by the government of Belize.
The success of my business means a lot to my family. especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Smart, stay connected, stay happy.
A mother's worst fare became a heartbreaking reality today. 1 week after 17-year-old Alwyn Marin Jr. left home to go fishing with a friend, his search ended in tragedy when his body was discovered in a remote area of Belize City. Alwyn had been missing alongside Jahil Westby, whose bullet-riddled body was found last week. Now, police believe the two deaths may be connected as investigators work to untangle what happened in those final moments. Here's News 5's Isanika Atano with this report.
A week after he left home to go fishing with a friend, the search for 17-year-old Alwyn Marin Jr. ended in heartbreak. His decomposing body was found this morning by his mother, Patricia Cardenas, in a remote area of Belize City known as Dykes. Marin disappeared from his Jane Usher Boulevard neighborhood and was reported missing 4 days later after failing to return home with his friend Jahil Westby. Westby's bullet-riddled body was discovered last Friday. Since her son vanished, Cardenas never stopped looking, and today she made a devastating discovery herself.
I feel good that I find my son that I search in the bush, I see Janko, and I search till I find my son.
That grisly discovery earlier today confirmed her worst fear. Like Jahil, Alwyn had been violently killed in an area far from where he lived.
It hurt to know that I find my son way back here, so. Cause my son I want to boy usually go and come home back, right? But at the same time too, how my son dead now. So who killed my son?
That's the key question for investigators, who believe those responsible for killing Jahil Westby may also be behind Alwyn Marin's death.
The body has been retrieved and taken to the forensic laboratory where it awaits a post-mortem examination. This report was made from last week Friday, and from then searches were being conducted in the area. The body of Jahil Westby was found on Friday. They were together, so it's a case we were following up from the day.
Cardenas believes her son was killed over something as unexpected as a horse, a detail that struck a nerve across the city. As we've reported, loose and stolen horses have become a growing problem, frustrating residents and authorities alike. Now, in this case, that ongoing issue may have taken a dangerous turn, raising troubling questions about whether a long-standing nuisance has escalated into deadly violence.
This happened over our house. You know why? Because the two leave boy they made it on the house, right? So if the two leave boy they on the house, so what part the two leave boy they didn't? Then I just find my son. Huh? So I don't want they do that pick up people were involved in my son's murder.
With Alwyn Marin now confirmed dead, the investigation has taken a sharp turn. Detectives are being forced to abandon earlier theories and chased new leads. At first, police suspected Marin may have been involved in Jahil Westby's murder, a claim that stood in stark contrast to the public pleas made by Marin's mother just days earlier, as she begged for her missing son to come home safely.
The policeman there, we gone at my house, and they search for my son. Oh, I want to hide my son. When I slid up on the news, I slid the search for my son. Now I find my son now, so who killed my son?
Now those assumptions are being re-examined as investigators work to piece together what really happened.
Would you be able to say from what you gathered at the scene, why is it that Marin's body was found much farther away from Mr. Westby's? Do you believe that they were running from someone?
That is what the scene is showing, that they both ran away from that area in separate directions.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
The return of first alcalde Marcos Cante to Indian Creek has eased tensions for some residents, but it has also reopened old wounds. Today, the spotlight turned to the deep division still shaping the village, as Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Dr. Louis Sabané weighed in on Cante's return. He acknowledged the ongoing rift between competing leadership structures and outlined government's efforts to finally resolve the long-running governance dispute. What happens next could determine the future of leadership in the community.
We were always praying for his safe return, and we thank God that that has occurred. But yes, we through now my colleague, Minister Mira, we are waiting to hear back what the police investigation is going to reveal. And we hope we come to a good understanding of really what transpired, and then we move from there.
Does the circumstances raise any questions for you personally?
Well, you know, not personally, but I mean the whole setting there, we've always been in discussions with them to try to keep the peace, because they live among each other. They are a family and they live in that village. And the process that we agreed with the MLA TAA to address the consent order from the CCJ is coming to its close. And so, yes, they've waited for a long time, but now it's just a few more months, and we hope that we can allow that process to unfold.
Is the government not adding fuel to this division by further empowering the village council?
Well, I don't know that we're further empowering them. They have had the powers that are derived from being elected as members of the village council, and then the alcalde system is in place and they have been operating side by side. So no, I don't believe so. We have met with them, both alcalde and village council together, and we have talked about how we could move forward, and so I hope that we can continue to do that.
But even as Alcalde Marcos Cante recovers, the mystery surrounding his disappearance remains. Investigators say they're still piecing together what happened during the time Cante was missing. The incident has shaken the community, with residents calling for answers and accountability. Police confirm several people have been detained and questioned, but no charges have been filed so far, pending Cante's official statement. In the meantime, additional officers have been deployed to help ease tensions in the village. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero explains.
Yesterday, police went to Indian Creek, where he was found at a house at Indian Creek. He complained that he was in pain and had some small bruises. He was brought for medical attention. And since that, he has received treatment, and now he is being, he's given his statement, and that is being done at this time. We are carrying out a thorough investigation, and so we will have all the facts when his statement is concluded today. So that is all I know at this time.
Is police investigating anyone in relation to this?
Well, we had several persons that were detained from Indian Creek. They were interviewed, questioned, and released. And then we have one more person, and then he's being interviewed likewise, but so far no one has been charged, and we will await that statement today and see where we go from there.
Have police have additional boots when sent to ease tension
Yes, additional police officers are in a Creek monitoring the situation to prevent any further escalation.
After the break, claims of double standards at BEL. Who gets paid severance, who doesn't, and why? But first, here's tonight's weather forecast from the National Met Service.
Protect your motor, secure your property. Oh yeah, home protector insurance got you covered, you see. Covered, you see. From motor to property, and even marine. We'll keep you safe no matter where you've been. No matter where you've been, no matter where you've been. Get the peace of mind that only we can bring. Oh yeah, with our insurance you will never fret or sing. Never fret or sing. We offer bonds and so much more, so much more. Home protector insurance, we got what you're looking for, what you're looking for. Secure your...
Tourism in the Caribbean is evolving, and the way we grow it matters more than ever.
The Sustainable Tourism Conference 2026 is the Caribbean's premier space for forward-thinking tourism leaders. The conference will be held in San Pedro and Burgess Key from the 27th to the 30th of April, and the conference is hosted by the Belize Tourism Board and the Caribbean Tourism Organization.
If you are part of the tourism industry, whether in hospitality, a tour operator, or managing a destination, this is for you.
This year's theme, Tourism in Full Color, explores how we grow tourism sustainably and inclusively across the blue, green, orange, and purple economies.
You'll gain practical experience, connect with regional and international leaders, and you will drive the future of tourism in Belize and the wider Caribbean.
And getting involved is simple. Registration is quick and easy with multiple payment options to suit your needs.
So, if you've been thinking about attending,
now is the time.
Join us.
See you in Belize at STC 2026.
Here's what's coming up this Fun Friday on Open Your Eyes. From the kitchen to the community, it's all happening now. Grace and You is serving up delicious twists on drinks you can make at home. Next, stay informed as the Ministry of Health and Wellness breaks down new prescription requirements impacting Belize. After, viewers can call in from across the country to share their thoughts on the issues that matter most, like prescriptions, kidnappings, and solutions to the Belize Bus Association run cancellations. Finally, discover how the Peace Corps continues to make a difference in communities nationwide. Tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes.
Believe, a town called Freedom and Mars Production present an event you can't afford to miss.
It's the Belize Music World Festival, Saturday, April 25th, 2026.
At the spacious Marion Jones Stadium. This annual event is geared to give you the very best in music, food, and artistry.
The Belize Music World Festival.
Headlines with two of Reggae World's very best performers. The one and only Mr. Siggy himself.
Taurus Rob.
With the very first time in Belize, Reggae Prince of Reggae Royal Families,
Skip Marley.
I just wanna be close to you. With his band and all Also featuring on this momentous event is Pete Cayetano with his band and Jay Cass with his band. Yes, Belize, it's a full-on band show. Also backing up this show is DJ Jago, DJ Console, DJ Cad, DJ Smurf, and Clark, and Rossin Jaro. Firestarter sound. It's all hosted by DJ Dollar. So mark the date and don't be late. April 25th. Gates open at 7 for showtime at 8 at the Marion Jones Stadium. Ticket prices on bleachers $41. General admission $61. VIP $151. Ultra Boost $2,500. Also available. Cocktail tables for VIP area only. Sponsors are A Town Called Freedom, Mars Production, Monisco, Pelican, Travelers Liquor, BTV, Niche, Channel 5, Channel 7, Love FM, and Love TV, Trim Radio and TV, and Cellular World.
Belize is leveling up. We're moving from a bunch of IDs in endless forms to one secure, smart way to prove who you are. The National ID will give you your own unique number, a protected population register, and faster verification, so things actually get done quicker. It's built with privacy, transparency, and inclusion because this system is for everyone. Have something to say? Join the public consultation.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Haven't updated your information.
And double standards in severance payouts are once again front and center, this time at Belize Telemedia Limited. After outrage over generous exit packages for senior managers at BEL, attention is now shifting to BTL, where former employees say they're being denied benefits they rightfully earned. But in a twist that's raising eyebrows, one of the company's former CEOs has reportedly stepped forward to claim severance, fueling claims of hypocrisy and unequal treatment. The Belize Communications Workers for Justice says it's yet another example of a system that favors those at the top while leaving ordinary workers to fight for what's theirs. Here's Emily Turner.
Last Saturday, when BTL had the open day, it's like the severance open day, that the great, or the, not the word great, but the former CEO of BTL, Mr. walked in for his severance. And that is quite interesting because a lot of my members have been saying that BTL is telling them that they are not eligible for severance because BTL made a payment to them in 1995. And in 1995, if that payment was done, then the CEO would have received the same payment as the current CEO at the time. So I find it very interesting that would have a claim for severance if they are disqualifying my members But you know, when we go to court, all of these things will be open. They will have to give us the records of our members so that we can review them and we can ensure that they are being paid properly and correctly.
An immigration officer placed on leave after Easter weekend sick out is now weighing legal action. Attorney Norman Rodriguez says the move damaged his client's reputation. Government isn't budging. Today, Public Service Minister Henry Charles Usher pushed back, saying administrative leave is standard procedure during internal investigations, not punishment.
I wouldn't be able to comment on the specifics of that particular case, but I always say if there's a dispute and you want somebody to represent you, that's your right. So I don't have any issue with that.
Was it a bad decision to go to administrative leave for individuals who presented medical certificates?
I think that it's part of the procedures whenever there's a dispute, whenever there's a grievance, that is part of the procedure. And the Ministry of Immigration or whichever ministry has that opportunity under the regulations to carry out internal investigations. When you're carrying out those internal investigations, if you feel that it would be hampered if the persons are there, then you put them on administrative leave. It doesn't mean that they're not paid. They are paid when they go on administrative leave. And so that is part of the regulations. As I explained the last time, if the dispute or the grievance is not able to be resolved at that level, then it's elevated to the Ministry of Public Service, where there are further procedures that must be followed, including due process. Whenever there's an investigation, the person or persons being investigated have to be given the opportunity to respond. That's part of the due process requirements. And then from there, if it can't be resolved, then it goes higher, maybe to the Public Service Commission.
While debate over prescription enforcement appears to be easing with a new 12-month phase-in period, the Pharmacy Association of Belize says its message hasn't changed. The focus, they stress, is patient safety, making sure people know exactly what they're taking and why. As public concern grows over access to contraceptives, pharmacists insist the conversation is being misunderstood, framing the issue not as a restriction on rights, but as a responsibility to protect health.
I don't see it as a restriction, but I think what we failed to do was to sensitize our population. What is now the onus, I think, that is now on us is that we have to show the public and women, as where contraceptives are concerned, we are concerned for your health. Contraceptives are made of hormones, and as I said before, we're introducing foreign chemicals to our bodies, so we need to know what those are doing. We have been seeing over the years, whether it is because of population growth or any other factor, I don't think we have done the studies. We do not have the data. We can only guess, but we have been seeing younger and younger people with hypertension, with strokes, and we don't know the reason. So I don't see it as a restriction or trying to control a woman's reproductive rights, because I'm not speaking for the Pharmacists Association of Belize, but personally I am against that. A woman's body is a woman's body, and it's hers to decide what she wants to do with it. But we're looking out for our patients as well.
Uncertainty is growing on the island after construction of a new Keycocker police station on parcel 815 suddenly halted, prompting village leaders to demand answers from central government. The project, announced earlier this year and backed by a $1.5 million contract for a modern police facility, has gone quiet, fueling rumors that the beachfront property may have been sold, claims officials have not substantiated but also have not directly addressed. Frustrated by weeks of silence after writing to multiple ministries and the area representative, the Keycocker Village Council has gone public to inform residents, stressing that it has seen no evidence of a sale, but has received no response explaining why work stopped or what comes next.
We were here when they started to do the construction of the police station, but the construction has halted, and so we reached out to various ministries, including our area representative, to get information as to why construction has halted. There's been a lot of rumors that the property was sold. We don't know. We do not have any concrete evidence or proof of that. So we just want answers. We don't know why they are ignoring us. We don't know why they're not at least telling the village council that it's just rumors, and we're not even getting any kind of communication from them. So that is why we decided to inform the public of what's going on. We started with a letter that we sent to the various ministries asking for a meeting, asking for some type of communication with us. We have not heard back.
Still ahead, Henry Charles Usher turns up the pressure, calling out officials who haven't filed with the Integrity Commission. Who's out of compliance?
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Hello, I am Roy Reyes, owner of Fina Purified Water Corozal Tong. I am the proud owner of 3 jack trucks. These trucks are very reliable, spacious, fuel efficient, and I would advise any business owner, try Jack. You'll be very satisfied with their performance.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep me the coffee warm for later.
What do you do now?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Transparency in public office is back under the spotlight after a social media post by Infrastructure Minister Julius Espat highlighted his latest declaration to the Integrity Commission, his 14th submission to date. But how consistent are other elected officials when it comes to meeting that same obligation? Today we put that question to Minister of Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, Henry Charles Usher. asking whether he is up to date and whether the system in place is doing enough to hold public officials accountable.
I am up to date and I was on time. The Integrity Commission filings are due on March 1st of each year, so I was on time. I didn't have to ask for an extension.
and do you believe, up to that, do you believe that the Integrity Commission has the enforcement capability and is holding others to account? We know that village councillors, town councillors, city councillors also have to report. How will we help the integrity?
I don't think it's village councillors. I know town and city councillors have to also submit filings, elected representatives, members of the Senate and their families. I have to submit one for my wife as well. I think that the law, the legislation is there to hold public officers to account. Remember, this is to look at it is part of the good governance for elected officials to make sure that they produce these filings every year, and it has to be done on time. We know in the past certain persons did not submit these filings. They had to ask for extensions. I'm hoping that everybody makes sure that they follow the regulations and they submit on time.
Government's push to modernize the public service is now sparking concern, not over efficiency, but over trust. As thousands of sensitive personal files move from filing cabinets to digital systems, and some human resources functions shift to a private company, NeoPeople, public officers are asking pointed questions. Who can see their information and how secure is it really? Those concerns took center stage today as Public Service Minister Henry Charles Usher addressed fears about confidentiality, outlining the scope of the overhaul and the safeguards he says are built in to protect employee data.
The concerns that public officers have about their data, about the performance appraisals, about their P files is one that has been ongoing, even with the physical files, because oftentimes those physical files are stored externally because there's no space in particular ministries. We've heard stories of them being stored in storage containers. The digitizing of those files is a part of the modernizing of the public service. Now, the digitizing of those files does also include protecting the confidentiality of those files, and that's what we intend to do, and that's we have to insist on that with whoever is managing those files. It's very important that however that data is being managed, whether it is outsourced to an organization such as NeoPeople or whether it is in-house at CETO, where the confidentiality of that information is critical. So we did a lot of homework when it came to NeoPeople. We made sure that their ability to store this information was able to protect the data for the public officers, and we feel confident that they do have that capacity. Of course, as you know, there are always digital hackers out there. I think BTL sent out a release some time ago saying that they get thousands of security breaches of their data information. Same thing happens with banks, financial institutions, social security. So the firewalls that are put in place, the protection of that data is critical, and we're always making sure that that is at the highest level possible.
Belize has kicked off work on a new national youth development policy and strategy, aiming to better reflect the realities, ambitions, and challenges facing young people today. 17 representatives from government, civil society, youth groups, and international partners met in Belize City recently for the inaugural Youth Policy Roundtable, which will steer the process. The Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports, and Diaspora Relations leads the initiative, with CEO Nicole Usher Solano chairing the roundtable. The ministry has commissioned the University of Belize's Policy Research Institute, with support from UNICEF, to coordinate the policy's development. A team led by Belpre's Executive Director Dr. Dylan Vernon will conduct research, surveys, interviews, and nationwide consultations to ensure young people's voices shape the final framework. Organizers say the goal is a practical, forward-looking policy that expands opportunities for Belizean youth to learn, work, lead, and contribute meaningfully to national development. With hurricane season just weeks away, Belize is getting a front row seat to the science behind storm forecasts. One of the world's most critical hurricane tracking tools, the Hurricane Hunters, has touched down in the country as part of the 2026 Caribbean Hurricane Awareness Tour. The specialized aircraft is giving officials, students, and the public a rare up-close look at how crews fly straight into powerful systems to collect life-saving data. It's a timely visit as Belize prepares for another hurricane season. News 5's Shane Williams has that story.
It's not your typical flight. These planes are designed to do what most would avoid, fly directly into the path of hurricanes. The hurricane hunters support the U.S. National Hurricane Center by gathering real-time data from inside storms, providing critical information that satellites simply can't capture.
We were flying stuff that was kind of affecting Honduras and Belize, and down there in the Bay of Campeche, kind of y'all get some effects from some of that stuff too. So yeah, there's a lot of times where we're flying around Jamaica and south of Cuba and all that stuff that's certainly going to affect you guys. Yeah.
Where did we find you hurricane hunters who are brave enough, or some may say crazy enough, to fly into hurricanes?
Yeah, probably more crazy. Yeah, probably more crazy. We've been doing this for a long time. The hurricane mission's been around for a long time. So guys before me and gals before me we've kind of learned how to do things safely and what things to avoid and kind of the safest way to operate in a hurricane. So as safe as we can be, that's kind of how we try to operate.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the Caribbean, these missions can last more than 12 hours, with crews spending hours inside dangerous storm systems, all in the name of better forecasting.
Our job is to forecast where they're going to go, how strong they're going to be, and how big they're going to be over the next 5 days. And then based on that, we put out watches and warnings for the United States. We coordinate with the Met Service here in Belize to coordinate watches and warnings for this country and other countries across the Caribbean as well.
That data is fed into advanced weather models, helping meteorologists predict a storm's path, strength, and size, which are information that can ultimately save lives.
The data that these hurricane hunters collect as they fly into these storms are very important. They go into the complex computer models and enable us to better predict how the hurricane will intensify and where it will trap. So it's a very significant event. And also, as the director of the Hurricane Center reminded us, we are 46 days away from hurricane season. So the public needs to be aware that hurricane season is around the corner, it's coming, and you need to be prepared.
And with Belize sitting in the hurricane belt, that level of accuracy is crucial. Local forecasters work closely with international partners to ensure timely watches and warnings are issued when storms threaten. How does the hurricane hunters improve forecasting?
Oh yeah, excellent question. So to have these planes is critical for our forecasts. The way I like to think about it is if you're grilling a steak, you can see what the grill marks on the steak are like, and that's like satellite pictures that we see from space. But you really don't know what's going on inside the middle of that steak until you cut into it. That's what these planes do. They get us the data in the actual belly of the storm, so we understand how strong it is, where it's located, what its pressure is, and then we can make a more accurate forecast.
But beyond science, this visit carries a deeper purpose to inspire the next generation.
There are only actually 3 countries that they are visiting on this tour, so we're very honored that they decided to come to Belize. I think they came from Honduras, and then from here they go to Puerto Rico. So this is really about inspiring the next generation of Belizean scientists, pilots, meteorologists, engineers, the young people that are going to be touring this aircraft for the rest of today. I'm really hoping that out of that they can really be inspired to study science, and that's what we need to get.
Dozens of students toured the aircraft, getting a rare glimpse inside the high-tech flying laboratory. It is an experience officials hope will spark interest in science, aviation, and meteorology.
About a month or 2 ago, we went on our Facebook page and advertised the event and let schools have a chance to book a tour. We didn't want to pick anyone and to be biased, so we let it out there for the schools and the public's organized groups to decide, pick a time slot to come. And we're expecting several schools to come later on today. I'm seeing one school already appearing, which is very exciting for us. We want to inspire the next generation of meteorologists, forecasters, and so forth.
As the hurricane season approaches, the presence of the hurricane hunter reminds us preparation and knowledge are key. And thanks to these brave men and women who fly into the eye of storms, Belize is better equipped with both. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Up next, hundreds reached, countless lives impacted. A major medical mission wraps up after delivering care to Belizeans who needed it most.
Past 5 years, Digi has
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Rock, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Lights up on Belizean creativity. The Belize International Film Festival is calling on storytellers at home and abroad to put pen to paper and dream big. The hunt is on for the next standout Belizean short screenplay, one that brings our landscapes, our culture, and our voices to life. From dramatic scenes set against a sweeping sleeping giant near the Banks Resort to stories unfolding along the sun-drenched shores of Jaguar Reef in the heart of Hopkins. The stage is wide open for bold, original storytelling. And there's more than bragging rights on the line. The winning screenplay takes home $500, a potential additional $500 for film rights buyout, and a one-night resort stay during production, turning a great idea into a real-world film experience.
What is happening this weekend is our two-day Caribbean cinema event. It starts tomorrow, Friday, between 8:30 and 12. There is a webinar, so it's open to the world and it's free. So you just have to sign up to register for it. We are working with the partnership with University of Belize, the research office. We've been putting that together, and it is called Conversations on Caribbean Cinema, and we have about 10 filmmakers across the Caribbean from the 4 different language regions, official 4 strongest language regions. We have filmmakers from Cuba, from Aruba, from Guadeloupe, from Trinidad, and so they represent, as you can imagine, Spanish, Dutch, French, and English-speaking Caribbean, and they're all going to be talking about what filmmaking is like in their region, maybe some of the challenges that they have in front of them. Some are independent filmmakers, some are documentary filmmakers, some are focusing on environmental practices, eco-friendly practices that they want to incorporate in the process. Some will be about the history of film. So it's a bit on conversations, and we're all going to be in the same space and open to questions.
Earlier this week, News 5 brought you coverage of the Seventh-day Adventist Medical Mission, offering free health care services to residents in Belize City. Tonight, as the 4-day outreach comes to an end, we return to Belize City Center to see how many people were served and to hear from organizers and patients about the impact of the mission and what it could mean for future health outreach efforts in Belize.
I know that they have a good health message. I am an Adventist, okay, and I'm so happy that they came to Belize, and I was amazed to see the amount of people that turned out.
Very, very good. I have a fellowship like this, never ever outdoors like this one.
We have been having a lot of patients coming by to visit us, and we have served a lot of people. Yesterday the first day we served around 230 people, the next day 350, yesterday was 420, and today we had a large crowd out there, so we haven't counted them, but we believe we served more than 1,000 persons so far.
Everyone is very excited about the experience here. They've had the opportunity to see over 1,300 patients throughout the 4 days here, so it's been a true blessing to be here. The patients are very happy to be here. They're thankful about the services that they've received here, working with the team, the local Ministry of Health, and the local Conference of Seventh-day Adventists.
We are providing top quality medical doctors, specialists in all the areas. These are board certified in the United States and throughout where they serve. So we bring in quality persons that are able, that they manage this stuff on a daily basis. There are no interns here. They're all persons that are committed and sacrificing time and energy, and they're actually paying their expenses to come in this exploit to help to build up Belize.
President Powell says the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Belize intends to make this medical mission an annual initiative. Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, every mile costs more as bus operators say enough is enough. Javier Flores commented, "Why would you sit and negotiate? You guys need to stand together and park all buses to send a clear message. But again, you all just the talk. Turning to Mother's Fair confirmed as missing teen found dead. A Diamond Pollard shared, "Nothing was done to solve the case or find the body. If the mother didn't take it upon herself to search, they would have never found the body. The police are a waste of time." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming, and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.